So in my last video, I talked about possibly making a video on good breakfast food items. I am delivering that today. We are gonna talk about some good breakfast items that can help you in your weight loss journey. And also for those of us who are counting or watching our macros, I will be highlighting each meal with their macros. So let's begin. Quick side note, I got a little carried away with my breakfast items, so I have decided to make a part 1, part 2 series of these healthy breakfast items. Keep an eye out for part 2. This is part 1 and I will be doing a part 2 soon. I just got done doing some of my shopping, so I actually have some of those items. I did want to just give you some visuals of some of the things that I like to get. First item on the list is cottage cheese with berries and granola. My friends laugh at me when I eat this because it's actually really delicious. And I've played around with different fruits and things that you could put in there. I've put pineapple in there. I've put green grapes in there. I've papaya. I have papaya here, you guys. I bought a thing of papaya. I've put papaya chunks in there. The salty with the sweet. I mean, it makes sense, right? When we go to like parties and they serve us grapes with cheese, those flavors complement each other well. So make sure that you get a low fat or fat free cottage cheese. This particular breakfast item is a fat free cottage cheese. It's 1 cup of cottage cheese, as many blueberries as you like. I also add a little bit of granola for some crunch, for some texture and some flavor. I get different kinds. This is one that I like that I just happened to pick up this time around. Supposedly good source of fiber. Here's a picture of what it looks like. Delicious. And here are the macros along to go with it. Okay, you guys, second item on the list is same ingredients, same items minus, except you're replacing the cottage cheese with the yogurt. So I like to switch it up, so it helps me to feel like I'm switching it up so that I'm not eating the same item every day. You have to get the plain, you can't get sweet. But if I feel like I want that tangy taste, I feel like plain Greek yogurt has like a nice tangy taste, and it's also more of like a smooth texture. So it just depends on my mood. And it's the same concept. You do the yogurt and then you add your fruit of choice. Play with the fruits, use the ones that you like best, but try to work your way up to eating the berries, you guys. I can't stress that enough. Like, berries are so good for you. They're great with vitamins, antioxidants. They're on the lower carb end. As a matter of fact, it's one of the few fruits that you can have on a keto diet, because fruits are, while they're delicious and they're great for you, they do tend to carry a lot of carbs. So if you're trying to watch your carb intake, definitely opt out for the berries. So 1 cup of yogurt, as many berries as you'd like, and then a 1/4 cup of your granola. Here are the macros and what that looks like. Here's a picture of my beautiful yogurt parfait, homemade, and its macros. Next item on the list is a bagel with cream cheese. And I know a lot of people are already thinking like, that is a lot of carbs, a bagel, that's like the last thing, blah, blah, blah. Hear me out, you guys. It is a lot of carbs, I will say that, yes. But it's all about balance. It's not about completely restricting yourself either. It's about moderation. So I will treat myself from time to time to a bagel with cream cheese. Aside from that, what I will do to kind of weigh out and even out my macros, I will have the bagel with cream cheese, but I will also pair it with a protein shake. Pair it with a protein shake. Your macros are gonna be good, and you're gonna get your energy, and you're gonna feel satiated. So I typically do that. That is one of my favorites. It's quick, it's easy. You can get whatever shake you want. Make sure it's high in protein, obviously. I would say at least aim for 20 grams of protein. But more importantly, make sure that it's low in sugar. There's a lot of shakes out there that are advertised as being great for you or whatever, but then sometimes you don't realize, you look at that sugar content and it's really high in sugar. So make sure that it's low in sugar. I don't want to recommend brands, but I will say for this particular part, I will. I've heard, and so many times, this Dave's bread, they really harp on higher protein intake and less carbs. So just 1 bagel serving gives you 11 grams of protein. And here's a picture of my yummy bagel with my protein shake and what that looks like with its macros. Okay, another item on this list, a spin-off to the last one I just talked about. So, same concept, bagel with cream cheese, but we are adding smoked salmon. My cousin actually gave me the idea for this. This is how I found the Dave's bread, because I was asking him, what do you typically eat for breakfast? I find it hard to find good items and quick items, and he says he likes to have these lox bagels. If you don't know what it is, it's just a bagel with cream cheese, but you add salmon to it. So I thought to myself, man, I want a lox bagel in the morning. Again, I found these bagels doing some research, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna do that. So the bagel and the cream cheese by itself is 50 grams of carbs, 9 grams of fat, and 13 grams of protein. It does add to your carb intake, so it depends on my day, right? Sometimes if I'm really hungry, I'll have a full bagel. I'm not gonna deprive myself either, but I know also, remember like how active you are. Are you gonna be active for the day? So not only if I'm really hungry, but for example, let's say I know I'm going to the gym later that day, and without fail I know I'm gonna go, then yeah, I'll have a full bagel. Otherwise, there are times where I'll just have half. But adding the smoked salmon is the trick, you guys. That is the key, because that's where your protein is gonna come in. So I get these packets, I'll share a picture here. I get these packets of smoked salmon. It's a 4-ounce packet, and I find that I get about 2 to 3 servings with that. Just in that alone, you're getting at least 17 grams of protein. Yeah, you're getting a lot of carbs and whatnot from the bagel, but when you balance it out with the protein from the salmon, it does become macro friendly. I like to add slices of tomato and sliced onion and capers to it. I will warm up some tea and have it with a tea, and it tastes so good, you guys. So here is a quick picture of what this breakfast item looks like along with its macros. These are my go-to. I love these breakfast items, and I hope you will try them. I encourage you to try them because they are delicious. One thing I will preach is it's a lifestyle change. I want it to be helpful to where you can make these simple changes and make them a lifestyle change versus feeling like you're constantly restricted and you can't do this and you can't do that. So yeah, on a day where you kind of want to treat yourself or whatever, this is definitely a healthier option than going to McDonald's and having like I don't even know what do they serve for breakfast nowadays, like a McSausage or whatever. So definitely still a healthier and still good healthy option. Anyway, you guys, like and subscribe. Comment down below any tips and tricks that you might have, any success that you've had with your breakfast items that you know you shouldn't be eating, items that you feel like are great for breakfast. Make sure you let me know what those are. And thank you again, guys, for staying to the end and watching. I love you. Have a great day. Bye. As a reminder, I will be adding a part 2 healthy breakfast items to this series, so please keep an eye out for that.